Hey, it's Reya, and when I debuted, I wanted to do something unseen before. So I made an RPG inside of OBS. My viewers became a robot named Chatbot, who I then invited to my castle. They explored, picked up items, and became the protagonist of the story I had tied into it all. My darling Lilypad had gone missing, but who had taken her? At the end of the stream, everything was revealed, and there was a full-on battle. There was no way to predict what ended up happening.
Finally, I've got you, little princess.
Huh? Is that a dragon? Who are you?
I'm the one who's going to take your castle. And everything inside of it. Starting with this ugly rat I found scurrying about.
How dare you call Lilypad a rat? That's my precious daughter, and she's an otter, thank you very much.
I don't really care what that thing is, but you can try and take it back before I eat it.
I'll cut you to pieces before you can even so much as look at her again.
I'd love to see you try, but I'm not gonna dirty my claws on a whelp like you. You can fight one of my subordinates instead, and we'll test out the strength of the precious princess,
That's Empress to you, beast. And if you won't fight me yourself, then I won't extend the same courtesy. Chat! It's time to prove yourself as a warrior. Help me save Lilypad!
Ha! You need that pathetic thing's help? I'm not afraid of some keyboard warrior.
But what if they had a gun?
Do they have a gun?
No. And so our battle began. This is Chatbot, the personification of my chat. The entire design stemmed from two desires. One, to play off the keyboard warrior joke because I am oh so funny. And two, to have a CRT head that I could put emotes onto the screen of. And it's awesome! Look! Every time someone posted an emote in my chat, the screen would update and show it, giving me the perfect way to show their mood without needing to put the entire chat room on the screen. And they spammed the gay pride emote. A lot. Now, this was a turn-based battle, and I continuously polled my chat to let them direct their every move. They had three main options to choose from. Number one, they could attack using their sword. Very simple, very easy. Number two, they could use magic, casting whichever spells they had learned. And number three, they could use their items, which we had found throughout the earlier part of the stream. Of those, they had access to a book that they'd found in my library, and a rat that they had picked up, grabbed, and taken against his will from my dungeon. I like rats. Chat chose to attack as their first move, and quickly found out that their sword couldn't penetrate Dirk's scales. When designing the battle, I wanted to use health pips so I could control the fight more tightly, meaning that if either side took 5 damage total, they would lose. However, this is quite restrictive overall. As you might have discovered in your very first battle of like every Pokemon game, if both Pokemon just scratch or tackle each other over and over again, it's usually whoever went first that will win. But Pokemon then makes it interesting. They add mischances, or status effects, things to overcome throughout the battles, and I took inspiration in that way, adding accuracy values and critical hit chances so that nothing was guaranteed, and then I created the puzzle of how to pierce Dirk's scales. Chat adapted and chose magic next. This automatically activated Chat Lottery, spinning a gamble of my emotes to determine which spell they would use. I think I hate fun because 2 out of 3 of the outcomes would actually hurt chat. And yeah, according to that logic, unfortunately for them, they instantly landed on the bonk emote and went to horny jail. Punished for their crimes of simping for Vtubers, which gave Dirk a guaranteed critical hit on his next attack. But not to fear, for chat's favorite one-time use move was next up. They reached into their pocket and pulled out their ever-trusty rat, and I got to throw in one of my favorite pieces of audio ever. And I swear to God, until I made this stream, I had no idea that that was originally from Germa. This knowledge changed me, and haunts me. Yeah. Chat doubled back for magic again, willing to gamble it all instead of possibly entertaining the idea of opening a book for once in their lives. They hit the other bad outcome, Viral's Gambit, rolling a 1 on their dice and taking another chunk of damage. Things were looking bad. Real bad. Chat was freaking out. Everyone was panicking. Someone cried that it was time to learn to read. And the rest pushed back in anger. Another chatter threw up. But they overcame their fears and dove into this unknown territory, this terrifying abyss of leather and paper that could hold the secrets of the universe itself. Why did they cancel the Northern Line Super Cruise? What did he know that we don't? Instead, we discovered Hack Defense, a spell able to empower a sword to be strong enough to pierce a kobold's scales. All chat had to do was spam Hackerman to learn the spell. But why would they do that? Why would they learn the spell, win the battle, and save the day when they could refuse until I addressed the elephant in the room? Or maybe it wasn't an elephant, but 2 hedgehogs instead, passionately making love. Reinvigorated by my first foray into ASMR, yet cautiously aware of the risks of horny jail, chat avoided the emote lottery and used Hack Defense. I created a broken shield status effect to signal to my viewers that they had succeeded in getting through the obstacle of Dirk's scales, and now all they had to do was hit him successfully 3 times whilst not taking a single point of damage. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Now, I knew that chat would die. There was no way to overcome the lack of information and desire for gambling on their first attempt. But adding in the Skyrim bit was actually an idea I had 12 hours before I went live. I was staying up all night long fixing the visuals and the way it was coded, and I thought, ha ha! God, wouldn't it be absolutely hilarious to create an entire visual sequence right now for this death state that we could easily move on from? Oh, brother. So yeah, I added this scene to OBS where when shown, it would start to play the opening scene for Skyrim. And with the limited time I had, I couldn't imagine recording a script for this, then editing my model into the scene in Premiere, and then color grading it too. No. No. So I did it live. I used OBS filters and plugins to match my VTube studio source to the colors of the Skyrim video, and then I dragged my model around on the screen over the top of Reya whilst improvising all of my lines. And by God, it was beautiful. Especially when I forgot that the camera focuses on Loki for most of the opening, so I just kept going off screen. Okay, rewind. Round 2 begins. This time there is no book. Reading is outlawed. Chat knew the magic and all they had to do was cast it. Hackerman is spammed. We're embodying the soul of tech literacy from movies in the 2000s. After successfully using Hack Defense, they are good as gold. A rat is thrown directly at your monitor. They get in their sword hit. Mathematically, it's traded blows here until chat wins. Finally, the hero can save the world. But like all movies hitting their stride into the final third act, disaster must strike. And so we come full circle. We don't want whoever went first to win. We want everything to be uncertain. We want mountains to overcome. And so when Dirk hit a critical hit, dropping chat to 1 singular health, we could no longer rely on simply attacking for 1 point of damage. Chat understood this too. And they chose to make the biggest gamble of their lives. We had yet to see what the one positive outcome of Chat Lottery was, and they decided to ride or die on it, potentially saving their lives. In an insane stroke of luck, their prayers were answered, and they rallied behind me to invoke the Eldritch Askia Mogus. It bore down upon Dirk, piercing and wounding him, maybe for the final time. Looking back, that would have been a really satisfying outcome to win on, wouldn't it? Betting it all and winning big? But I really hate fun, and it did 1 damage. In the end, the battle came down to luck out of their control as Dirk leaped forward for his final hit to end it all. And he missed. Sometimes that's the way of the world, where you don't get to outplay your opponent with greater skill and strategy. Sometimes your opponent is just stronger than you, and it just takes all the luck in the world to surmount it. That's the feeling that I want to apply to my enemy here. Vyral is the antagonist I created to oppose me in my streams. There were so many fantastical VTuber designs out there when I made mine that Instead, I ended up making myself just a regular human with no magical ability. I wanted to represent humanity more in that sense, then surround myself with fantasy to bring my viewers with me on that explorative journey. Vyral contrasts me as a dragon with phenomenal physical strength and draconic powers, and ripped abs. And the ripped abs, they're very important. The abs, yeah. After our first encounter with Vyral in this stream, we also met Lilypad, a magical otter who's my mascot and best buddy. And here she is, that's my girl. I've had her for literally years, since even before I started VTubing, and I was so glad to bring her to life properly within my model. I love storytelling and world building, and I really wanted to create a stream utterly unique to anything else out there. I wanted to make events where my viewers could engage with storylines and characters and love them all, and we've done like a lot since his debut. Most notably, after this, I turned my stream into a faction game. My viewers could choose to join my or Vyral's side, becoming a Lilypal or Dirkling respectively, and then fight each other for rewards each month. Vyral is my greatest nemesis, a truly evil monster who wants to overthrow me. And oh god, I tripped! No, don't look at those!